everyone, I'm Jonathan Shaw. I'm the creator of the DTO system, and in this video I want to share with you why DTO is different from other techniques. Now obviously if you're suffering with negative thoughts and feelings right now, or you're suffering with past traumas that you know are bothering you, maybe you've already tried lots of different techniques. Maybe you've gone and tried hypnosis, or you've tried EFT, or you've tried counselling, or you've tried NLP, or lots of different things to solve the problem, but you're still having the problem right now. Now, of course, if you've done those things and your negative thoughts have gone, that's fantastic. That's brilliant. If what you've done to resolve your negative thoughts and feelings has worked, that is amazing. The DTO system is really helps people when what they've tried hasn't worked, when everything they've done hasn't solved the problem. And I'm going to explain to you right now why some of those things may not have worked for you, why some of those things may not have fixed the problem totally for you. So if you remember in the last video, I explained how we can solve negative thoughts by literally switching them off. So it's literally like you're just switching off and on a thought in your brain. So you can literally switch the thought off and switch a new one on in the brain, just like switching on and off a light. Now with some techniques, what they try and do, the reason it doesn't always work, is they try and talk to the thought in the brain. So they try and tell it to switch off. It's okay. You don't need to think that anymore. You don't need to feel that way anymore. But the thought still stays in the place, because it's a bit like trying to tell a record to switch off. You know, it's a bit like playing a record and telling the record to stop playing. It's not going to do that, because you're just talking logically to the record. You're just talking to the thought in the brain. So it's just going to stay on all the time. Another technique that might happen is you might get techniques try and put a new problem on top of the a new solution on top of the old problems. They might try and put a new thought on top of the old one. The problem with that is that if you do that, the new thing that comes in on top of the old negative thoughts, it will bear it for a little while, and it will start to flash and sort of sit there under the new thoughts, and it might get quieter and quieter, and it might get less and less, and start flashing a little bit, and be there every now and again, but not quite as strong. But as soon as the new thing comes off, the old thought comes straight back in again. So if anything chucks the new response out you put in, then the old response will just kick back in again. Some techniques get a little bit clever. They actually try and remove the old thoughts and put a new one in. So they're actually taking the old thought out and putting something new in. And sometimes that can work, but sometimes the brain meets resistance when you try and remove a thought, because sometimes in the case of fear, for instance, the body thinks it needs fear. So unless you get the body to recognize it doesn't need it and it's not working for it, then it will resist when you try and take the thought out, and sometimes it will just spring back again. So that's some examples of why some of the techniques you've tried may not be working. If you're just trying to talk to it, that's not going to help, because it's just logic. If you're trying to put something new on top of something old, that's not going to work either all the time. And if you're trying to remove something and replace it with something else, that can work sometimes, but sometimes it meets with resistance when you try and do that. But the DTO system, remember, that works very, very differently. The DTO system works by literally flipping a switch, switching a new thought on and the old thought off. And it's just like flipping a switch in the brain, so that when you do switch it off, that thought's off and it's no longer there anymore, and you've got a new thought in your brain, and it works that quick and that instant, and it happens in minutes. I hope that was really clear for you about reasons why sometimes things don't work, and how the DTO system can work for you to change your thoughts and your processes. If you have any questions about how DTO works or what it can work with, then feel free to contact me, Jonathan at the DTOsystem.com, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And if anyone's interested in learning the DTO system, I have a brand new course coming up at the beginning of November, where I'm going to be teaching the basic fundamental training in the DTO system. We're going to be teaching you how to switch off past traumas, how to switch off negative thoughts and feelings, and how to switch off negative images and sounds in the mind, which is really great for anyone who has some form of PTSD, where they've got lots of war memories, or you've just got memories of childhood, or you've seen horrific things. It's really great, very simple for switching off those negative thoughts and images. Just like, same thing, switching off a thought in the brain, you can switch an image or a sound off in the brain as well. It's exactly the same thing. I hope that makes sense to you. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, keep smiling, and I will see you on another video.